The rain had been coming down for hours when Brian saw the sign through the fog. Silver Pines Motel, vacancy. He'd been driving cross-country from Oregon to Illinois, exhausted and half-blind from the storm. The GPS showed nothing for miles, yet there it was, a flickering neon sign glowing pale green in the dark. He almost missed the turn. The motel sat back from the road, half swallowed by pine trees. The gravel crunching under his tires was the only sound, apart from rain hammering the windshield. When he parked, he noticed something strange. Every room was dark except one. A single light burned behind the curtain in room 6. The office door creaked as he pushed it open. Inside, it smelled like old wood and damp carpet. A man sat behind the counter, motionless, reading a newspaper yellowed with age. "Need a room?" he asked without looking up. His voice was soft, almost rehearsed. Brian nodded. "Yeah, just for the night." The man slid a key across the counter. No computer, no ID, no questions. Just a key with a rusted tag that said 7. "Cash only," the clerk added. "Checkouts at dawn." Outside, the rain eased to a drizzle. Brian unlocked room 7 and stepped in. The air was stale, smelled faintly of mildew and something metallic. The wallpaper peeled in strips, and the old wall clock above the bed had stopped at 3:17. He tossed his bag on the chair and collapsed onto the bed, too tired to care. But the silence pressed in. Not a single car on the road, not even the hum of a fridge. Sometime past midnight, Brian woke to a sound, a faint tapping, like knuckles on glass. He froze, listening. Tap, 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 from the window. He pulled the curtain back. Nothing. Just his reflection, and rain sliding down the glass. But as he turned away, he noticed something in the corner of the mirror above the sink, a blur of movement behind him. He spun around. Empty. The tapping stopped. Then came another sound. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate, above his room, but the motel was one story. Brian grabbed his phone. No service. The digital clock on the nightstand blinked 12 o'clock, over and over, like it was stuck in a loop. He told himself it was wind, pipes, anything but what it sounded like, someone walking where no one should be. Unable to sleep, he decided to find the clerk. Maybe he'd know if someone else was staying there. The hallway was darker than before, the lights flickering every few seconds. When Brian reached the office, the door was ajar. The chair behind the counter was empty. The newspaper lay open on the desk, but it wasn't yellowed anymore. It was dated June 14th, 1982. He frowned. The front page showed a photo of the same motel. Headline reading, "Local motel owner and guests die in fire, cause unknown." The picture looked almost identical, except the roof was blackened and the sign was charred. A chill spread through Brian's chest. He backed away slowly. The neon sign outside flickered again, then went completely dark. When he turned toward his room, the entire row of doors was open. Every single one. Curtains fluttered in the rain. Inside room 6, the one with the light earlier, he saw something glowing faintly, like embers. He stepped closer. The air smelled of burnt wood and smoke. Inside, the walls were blackened, furniture half melted. On the nightstand, a melted alarm clock still ticked, hands frozen at 3:17. He stumbled backward, heart hammering. Behind him, one of the open doors slammed shut, then another, then another. Bang, bang, bang. The sound echoed down the hallway until only room 7, his room, remained open. He ran for his car slipping on the wet gravel. The rain had stopped completely now, leaving the air heavy and cold. He jumped in, turned the key. Nothing. The engine wouldn't even click. In the mirror, the motel loomed, every room now glowing faintly orange, like firelight seen through smoke. But no flames, no heat, just that sickly glow. Then came a voice from the back seat, soft whispering, "You shouldn't have stayed past midnight." Brian jerked around, but the seat was empty. He threw the door open and ran, sprinting toward the highway. The sign flickered once more behind him. Silver Pines Motel, vacancy. At dawn, a state trooper found him wandering barefoot along Route 89, soaked and trembling. He claimed he'd escaped a burning motel, but when they drove back, nothing was there, just an empty lot overgrown with weeds. No buildings, no sign, no ashes. Later, the trooper checked the archives. The Silver Pines Motel had indeed burned down in 1982, killing everyone inside after a lightning strike. Room 7 had belonged to a traveler from Oregon, name Brian Keller. No one knows what he saw that night, but sometimes, when fog settles over that stretch of highway, drivers say they glimpse a flickering neon sign in the trees. It hums faintly, whispering through the rain. Vacancy.